Now, the terror case that Mike was talking about isn't the only one that's causing frustration for detectives over iPhones. Investigators right here in Ohio say they could not crack nearly a dozen iPhones at the center of the infamous rape case involving high school football players in Steubenville. And because they could not, they say photos and video never appeared as evidence. NBC4's Rick Reitzel spoke with the Ohio Bureau of Investigation about that case and the issues with iPhones.
The trial for two Steubenville high school football players gained international attention, but underlying the trial was the difficulties for investigators trying to crack into teenagers' iPhones for evidence.
We got into a lot of evidence in those phones that was very helpful in the investigation and in the prosecution, but there was evidence, particularly videos and photographs that had layers of encryption that we just weren't able to get into.
This is the same problem the FBI is running into asking Apple for a backdoor for law enforcement investigations.
The key is finding that backdoor that can be used appropriately by law enforcement with appropriate judicial oversight, search warrants and appropriate court involvement.
Strickrath says law enforcement can work with private companies to serve both ends.
Well, I think we need to work with those manufacturers. I think and providers, with the Apples and the Googles, to work together to solve that problem. Because, again, we recognize the privacy interest.
Strickrath says it's only been in the last several years where the encryption has outpaced the ability of law enforcement to gather evidence from crimes related to smartphones. In London, Rick Reitzel, NBC4.